Okay, we are in Virginia and Franklin, and I am in a hotel, and I was waiting for a shelter to pick me up. I had a telephone in the room, so I could call a shelter, and there was a woman that said she should pick me up later in the afternoon. The hotel manager, he let me I didn't need to pay the phone bills, and I could stay at the hotel until I was picked up. I had a hotel room until I picked up, because he knew that I was a godly woman. And I am born in Sweden, and English is not my main language, so sometimes I don't remember or know the words in English, and when it's happened, I try to walk around it to describe the word for you if I don't know the word. So that's how I do when I'm preaching in the churches in the United States, and my videos on YouTube. And I was 49 years old, but people in United States, they thought I was much younger. I have always looked younger than my age. Even today, some people have said I'm 20 years younger than my age. And especially when I don't drink, I don't take any extra medicine, drugs. I don't drink, and I have never smoked in my life, so I think that's why. And then, of course, also the genes, the DNA we have. I was sitting and wait, and it was a hotel where I was staying just at the parking lot on the ground. So I sit outside and had my drawings, and I waited for the car, and I was making a drawing from the Bible, and suddenly it come a man out from the other door, my neighbor at the hotel, and he was standing like hanging or leaning against the wall, and I look at him, and then I heard a voice telling me to go and look at his leg. So I go there to him, and then I bow down and look at his leg, and it was blue-green, and it was wounded. And the man told me he was frightened to go home because he have stolen the car from his brother, and he was frightened to go home. He told me, and it was very bad, the leg, and the voice that had told me to go and look at his wound. This voice said that to me, that it's he is going to die if he's not going to the hospital this day. Did the voice say to me? And he was talking to me that I said to him, why don't you go home and I take care of your leg? And he say, I'm scared to do that. And then the car come, and I have to tell that woman from the shelter that I can't go if he don't go. He must go to the hospital, I told her. And she looked at his leg and saw it was very bad. And she took both him and me in her car. I could have been selfish and ignore him and only go with the car because I was needed to come to another place to stay. And it was in Virginia Beach that I should go. So it was perfect place to go to. And she took us to her home, her private home. And then she said, how can you know that he had been in a car accident and have stolen a car and crashed the car and these things? She said to me, because he is speaking Spanish. And I said that I heard from him his story, but she didn't believe me. So she called to a hospital because her husband was working at the hospital, and she wanted him to translate, talk to him in this man in Spanish and translate it and tell his wife what it's all about. And her husband say, I can't understand what he was talking. I don't understand his Spanish, he said to his wife. Then she said that you have to find someone at the hospital that can speak this kind of Spanish. And then it was come a woman after a long time, and she said that this man, he tell me that he have crashed the car, and now he have stolen it from his brother, and he is too scared to go home. And that woman that took us to her home, she looked at me. She was very shocked. And she said to me, this woman that knew what he was talking about, she told me that this Spanish speaking is not a common Spanish. It's only a small group. Now I don't remember what country in South America it was, but it was a very small village where they were speaking this kind of languages. It was not a common Spanish, and I knew what he was talking. and that's it's strange for me also that I heard him talking. Someone was talking to me, maybe not the Spanish man, maybe a spirit was talking in the same time this man was talking. So he was going directly to the hospital, and he was laying in the hospital, and the doctor, when I had, she took me to a hotel because she had to go with this man to a hospital. So she couldn't go to Virginia Beach with me. So she paid for a hotel. And she come back from the hospital, and she said to me that that was so lucky that he find you, that you could hear what he was saying. And because the doctor say to me that he was so wounded in his leg, so if we haven't coming to the hospital today, they have not could save his leg and maybe not his life either. And that was what I heard when the man was talking in his Spanish, that some spirits say that it was very, must take care of it fast. And then I have forgotten to, it's gonna be like that I go back in memories, because I forget to talk about some event that have been something. And it was when I was with Lowell at the farm. His son that was staying with us when he visited his father, he had 2 sons. It was twins. And the one of the sons had been in a car accident. So he had hard to walk, but he was walking, but he couldn't speak. But he was okay in his brain. It's only that he couldn't speak anymore because of the accident. And one day they told me that I should babysit this boy. He was about 12 years old, and I should babysit him and take care of him when Lowell and his son and the other twin should go and shopping. So I was out at the farm, and I talked to this boy, and he answered me. I was not thinking, because in that time I didn't know that he couldn't speak, and because I had not been close to this boy, and he was talking about his school. He was talking about his life, and then I have forgot what he was talking about, but he was talking about his father's life, what they have in private life. He was talking to me, and then those people come back, and they wanted to go drive and eat at the restaurant. And Lowell, he rent out limousine in New York, but he had 3 limousines, the car limousine in in Franklin. So he asked me, he wanted me to pick limousine. He thought it was fun because I was poor to pick the limousine, and I thought it was fun to go with a wedding limousine, a white limousine, and we go to a very fancy restaurant, and we sit to talk, and I had this boy, the twin, I had him in front of me, and then suddenly I said that to his father. I said to him that your son is told me today that you, and now I don't remember what it was, but it was something about that I couldn't know that. I couldn't know that information. Someone must have told me about what happened in their home. So I say that your son is, he told me today that you, and then I say what it was. And everyone stopped eating and talking and look at me. And then they say to me that, but he can't speak. How could he speak to you? So I learned from that that God can give me gifts when it's needed to have this gift. He gave me that for temporary to help people, and God, He wanted them to pay attention to that I was special, that I had that gift. But they didn't do anything, but they were very shocked when I say that. And it's what people have done to me when I have when I have met people, and I have had some gifts to I could do or say something that I couldn't do on my own, in myself, and I also was that I could. I have talked about it before that I when it's mental sick people and very, very, very sick people that have hard to speak of themselves. I have had that voice for them, and I have could tell the parents their needs, and then I also I make parents relax, and so they can take care of the mental issues and understand what they are saying, those people that can't speak. And that's a gift. That's a gift I don't have always. It's only when it's needed I get it. It's nothing that I can do today. And so I'm coming back to Franklin at the hotel then. Then, I was... then she come back next day, so she drove me to Virginia Beach to a shelter. And It was terrible shelter. It was a Salvation Army shelter, and it was in Chesapeake, and there was only she drove me there, and she was very hurried to drive away from the shelter. So I was standing outside the shelter, and a woman say, I have to test you to know we don't take in anyone that use drugs. So I have to pee, and she took a test. And in that time I told her that I have my period, so that's blood, it's blood inside it, the pee. I say, and I have very, very hard pain when I have the period, so I have taken some aspirin, strong aspirin against it, I say to her. And she walked in, and she tested me, and she said that it's something wrong with it. You can't stay here, she say. But I say that it's only aspirin I had in the pee. So it's no drugs. I don't do drugs. And she took me in, and every shelter I was in Virginia, it was only me that was white. All the other was black people, and also those people that was working in the shelter was black, and this was people living close to the street, people that was not educated. So I don't see it as all black people is bad to white people. It's only because I was forced to live with low educated people, and so they were very, very evil and mean to me because I was on my own. I didn't have any friends, black friends there, and I didn't know. No one say that to me, that I have to go First I have to go around and look for a job. I had a paper with me. We have to leave the Salvation Army shelter at 8 o'clock. And then we have to go and look for 5 jobs every day. And I told them that I have no permit. I have no permission to work in the United States, so I can't work. I have no paper that I can show that these people. So of course I didn't get any job, but they still forced me to go every day, and without any car. Those other people in the shelter, they have friends, and they have also cars and drive around, and I have to walk. But then I find a church where it was a man that was very kind to me, so he gave me bus token, so I can go with a bus around and ask for a job. And then I didn't know, they say not to me that that I have to go every evening to have a class. Uh, it was the Salvation Army, so their beliefs and be in the church. And I have so much other things to do that about my life, to get my life in order and get some money somewhere, to find some money, because I have no money. I have so other things to do. I go to churches. They stop me, Salvation Army, because I have to look for a job, 5 jobs per day. So if I have not done that, I had to go to churches the whole day. That's what I did, to try to find a church that wanted to help me, my situation. So I walked from church to church, and I couldn't do that in that time, and I have no money. And I didn't know. And about, I think it was 5 o'clock, we should come in and to eat dinner. And I was late after have been to a job search interview, and I saw that I don't get any dinner today, and I had not eaten since the morning, about 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I had not eaten anything, and it was after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was very, very hungry, and I didn't know what to do, because now I have to sleep hungry this night. And so I was thinking I had maybe $2 in the pocket. So I have to go to a hamburger place and eat the cheapest I could eat. And I was sitting there and eat the hamburger, and I talked to God in my brain, inside me, and say, God, why must I be hungry? Why? When I don't have any money, that was my last money I took now to eat. And why must I be hungry? And then I go out, and this was in Chesapeake, and it was in the center of Chesapeake. And that hamburger place, that was a drive-in hamburger place, and it was about 6 o'clock. There should be a lot of cars around that hamburger place, but there was no cars. I was by myself when I went out in the parking lot and the driveway, and I looked down in the parking lot, and suddenly I saw some like small balls was laying on the ground, and I'd be curious, what's that? And when I took up one of those balls and look at it, then I saw it was $10 bill, and then was another. It was 5 balls was laying there in the parking lot, and there was $5 and one more $10. So it was $25 I got together, and that was very, very much for me. I'd be so happy because it paid my hamburger, plus I got a little extra money in the pocket, and that was supernatural. That was no human had done that, because it was very fine done balls. It was not like we can think that someone have done it in anger. Then the balls have not been so perfect done. And I couldn't see that it was money that was the balls. So I have to pick up one to see it. So no one was there. And I come home and I was okay to come. They thought I was hungry. They were happy that I missed the dinner. And then they say that to me, that you are going out from this shelter because you don't go to the class in the evening. And no one have told me that it was a class in the evening about Bible class in the evening that I have to go. And then started to they say that I have to go away because I didn't get any job. And I have told them I can't get the job. I can't, because I can't work in United States. And I was to the immigration to get the paper. Lowell took me to the immigration one time, and I had been once in immigration, and every time I was to the immigration office, when it was my number to go, it was always the same woman. It was in Norfolk. I have to go to the immigration, and it was 4 women that was sitting and took application and fill in papers, and every time I get the same woman. And Lowell, when we go to the immigration, he had one old Cadillac car in the 80s, like that. And he said, should we take the old car or should we take the new Cadillac? And I say, the best to take the new Cadillac, that the immigration can see that I am on my way to get a job, that you are wealthy person. So we come and come to this woman, and she saw. She could see the Cadillac outside the window, and she be very, very angry. And she said that, I think you are going to marry this old man. Say, you are coming here to the United States to marry this old, wealthy man. That's how she looked at it, how she was thinking. And Lois say, she can't marry me, I'm already married, he said to her. And when she go and get some papers, he said to me, Lowell said to me, she's not from United States. I think she's from Barbados. And so she was angry at me because I was trying to get a job, and I was applying to live in United States, and she hated me for that. So she never gave me any help. And so that was what I had in Chesapeake. So the Salvation Army told me that I couldn't stay there. I could stay there for a half year, but I was only staying there 14 days. And they say that you don't find any work. We don't think that you really try to get a job. And I say, how can I get a job when I don't have the papers to work here in United States? But they let me go. I have to leave the Salvation Army. And I was in the Salvation Army once more. That it was the Salvation Army shelter that I have been staying in 3 Salvation Army's shelter, and they have been very, very bad. They have been very evil to me, and I have got so much bad things on me because I was white. And in Virginia there is so many people walking homeless and without any job, and they are black, and they were angry at me that I was homeless and poor, because they wanted a picture of a white person that a white person have success. It should not. I met some white people in the soup kitchen. But that was white women that have been out and selling their bodies to men. That's the only white people they accept. But they never talk to those white whores. So they were angry at me because I was not like that. And so I learned very, very much about black people. And one day they started to say that I was one of them. I started to act and talk like black people because I live with them all the time. I was not live so much with white people. So I learn, and one day they say, she know what we're talking about. The black people have some like codes, some words that white people don't know what they are talking about. And I picked it up and one day they say that, and I was also I had problems with drug people when I was walking around to churches to get help, and then they come and they were angry at white people and they hit me, look at me, and I something with me make them say, "You are our sister," they say to me. So I picked it up. So I was like a black person but have a white skin. And I will tell you next step on my way. I come to be picked up. I was never laying out in the street and sleep. I always find a bed. God find me a bed every day. And I will tell you about what was going on, because now I was back to Virginia Beach area, and my name is my last name is Virginius, and I was to the library to get a card one day, library card, and that woman that should write and give me the card, she looked at me when she saw my last name. She say to me, "I have not reflected over it," but she looked at me and she say, "Have you taken that last name because you live in Virginia, United States, USA?" She say to me, "Have you taken that last name?" And I was never thought about it, because I heard when in the 80s, back in Sweden, when my father died, and he have taken that name, Virginius, as his last name, and when he died, I was thinking that I should take it so no one else can take that last name. So I felt that like I have to take that last name, and I didn't see it, but I know it today that God have already shown me first that state, that I should live in that state in the United States, and that was the longest time I was staying in. It was in Virginia State. And then also in that way that the name is Virgin. I'm a virgin. And Virgin Mary, Virgin Eva. Eva is the same as Eve, Adam and Eve. And that I was virgin in the spirit way. I was a virgin because I didn't know anything about the Bible. I didn't know anything about God. I was a virgin. But I am not now, because I know so much about God and His kingdom. So next time I am going to tell you more about to be homeless in Virginia Beach. So thank you for I have to wait. I can't say thank you and close this, because someone is coming forward again. It's not that I be angry at it. but it should be earlier than in the end of it. But someone is coming here. And that's a man is coming. A tall man. And he asked what he's doing here. I wonder why he asked that. For a moment, he said, I thought I was somewhere else. But now I'm here, he say. You're talking about Tucken. I say, it's now he's showing me some like token or coins. He have it in hand. So something trigger him to come forward because I was talking about token earlier. Now he's talking about money. He's talking about to save the money, to not spend it. It's a gift from God, he say, so you should not spend it in vain. That's special now in this time. You should not be out eating like you did before, because it's not like before. He say that very clearly. It's not like before. You can't have that tradition. He call it tradition. Tradition to go out and eating every evening. And it's dangerous, he say that it's evil people making the food in the restaurants. It's a time of the devil, he say, and he is in every place. Is special when you are out and eating. He warning you. Once again is coming someone that talk about warning. It's you should not spend the money to travel in the evening and go out and eat. It's not time for that now. You store up. He showed me that you have to store up, because this is only the beginning of sorrow, he say. See, he said he was led to come here. So someone sent him here. It's he says it's a whole family that is going to be killed if you not stop to be out like you did in the past. This is not the past, this is the future, you say. You have to learn to live another life, he said. The life is so short. And if you be foolish, it be shorter. It's not time to be foolish, he say. It's he's showing me like birds and leaves on the ground, that they have a short lifespan, and the leaves is flying away in the wind, and that's about you want to show it like that's how it is for us people. It's not time to waste life anymore. You have to be, he say opposite. He say that you should not be a foolish. He say that people are so very foolish. And he say that you need to be patient and not live like you did before in the past. Today is the future. Now he start to go away, so I can end this. Okay, I thank you for coming here and warning them. Thank you. So I hope there is many people that listen to this podcast until the end, so they get these warnings that coming when I record here. They be triggered to come forward. It's the like when I talk to the world, because I try to reach the whole world, all the countries that is on our planet. Then is the end day coming, when I have reached the whole planet. And it can go very fast. And that's why you should listen to what they're saying, those that come forward with their warnings, because it can be very fast, the end is coming. And you have to be prepared for the coming. So thank you for listening, and God bless you. Thank you for listening.